All right, 40-day read through the Bible, day 4. This was Exodus 19 through 40. And the things that I want to talk about today comes from chapter 3, 23, 24. And it's God talking about how he's going to send his angel in front of the Israelites to go and take over the promised land. And he says, "See, I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way and to bring you to the place I have prepared. Pay attention to him and listen to what he says. I will send my terror ahead of you and throw into confusion every nation you enter. I will make all your enemies turn their backs and run. I will send the hornet ahead of you to drive the Hivites, Canaanites, and Hittites out of your way, but I will not drive them out in a single year, because the land would become desolate and the wild animals too numerous for you. Little by little I will drive them out before you until you have increased enough to take possession of the land." And the thing that your brain automatically goes to when you read about increasing is that there's not enough of the Israelites, right? So you're thinking, oh, they need to go around in the wilderness until there's enough of them to come and take the land, right? But there was already 600,000 of them. There was more than enough of them logistically to go and take the land. What they were lacking and what they needed increase in was their faith and their character. And this is something that happens to us all the time, is we see that God wants to take us to a promised land. And then we look at the logistics of it and we're like, well, I have everything that I need. I got what I need to go do this thing. There's more than enough of us to go and kick their butts and get them out of the promised land and take over. Why isn't God doing this in a quicker manner, right? He could do it in a single year, but instead he's taking multiple years to do this. And when we focus on the external circumstances or the logistical things about our situation, we get frustrated that it's taking so long. And we're like, come on, God, you had everything that you need. I've got all the stuff to do it right here. Why isn't this working yet? And the fact of the matter is that God knows so much more about what is actually required in the situation, right? That he's not willing to let us go faster than what our character and our faith can handle. He's going to keep us in the wilderness for as long as necessary in order to increase us so that we have what is necessary to actually fulfill what we're supposed to do when we have fully taken over the promised land. And so if you're in this time of trying to enter the promised land or working your way through the wilderness and getting to a promised land, don't be so stressed out about it taking a long time, right? It's interesting, as I've gotten older in life, I've become less and less concerned with how long something takes. And there's this weird dichotomy for when we're young and time is fully on our side, we worry the most about time. And then as we get older and mature, time is very much seemingly working against us. And yet, as you mature, you become less concerned about it. And you realize how much of a factor time is not really. And that God is a God who exists outside of time. And so how long something takes doesn't really matter. Right? And it's just this weird dichotomy of when you have less reason to worry about time, you worry about it more, and when you should have more reason to worry about time, you worry about it less, if you have let God work inside of you and increase your character and increase your faith throughout the time that has passed. So yeah, that was just the thought for today. It's not increase in number, it's not increase in the logistical things, it's increase in the things that truly matter, which is your character to be able to sustain the ups and downs of and the weight of taking over the promised land, and then your faith to believe that it can actually happen when you go in and you see how big the giants are in the actual land, right? That's why this time takes a long time. And that's why God is never going to rush the time that it takes to get you there. So that's all I have for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.